Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. God knows why my voice is so bad, but we are back for transfer talk. You know, we've gone for a fresh look for transfer talk. It used to be a completely different look, and now we've done it like this. So let me know what you think. I quite like it. I think it looks pretty damn good. Although it is pretty bright. It is pretty bright. So you know. There is that, but we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about Zakaria, we're going to be talking about Patrick Schick, and we're going to be talking about Amad Diallo. We've also got a little bit more information on the managerial situation at Old Trafford and what we're going to get there. So it's all sort of moving. There's a lot of moving pieces really. So we're certainly going to keep looking and hopefully something will come out soon, but it's around March time that they're expected to make that decision. There's a few comments here. You know, big up bro, how you day been? Amad to Derby, I don't think that would be the worst deal for the Rams, as Derby would give him plenty of game time to be as prolific as possible. I don't think it's the most ideal situation for Amad, but I'm looking around and I'm like, if Derby and Birmingham are the only two that are even looking at him, that should be a little concerning. But you know, it's a tough one. But we'll get into that in a moment. We'll get into that in a moment. Yep, now stream's getting better and better. Love it. Thank you. We make good progress on this channel. Chris says thanks for Niall's consistent hard work and continuous top quality streams he does for us. RJ's help beforehand and currently also every viewer. Absolutely. The fuck, I just had my sound fully loud. Big up Tyler, big up. Not yet, we haven't quite hit that yet. We will hopefully hit it soon. Big up Niall, says Chris, looks decent, thank you. Loving the overlay. Thank you. Big up to Wolf, hope you are well. Haven't seen you in a while. Hey Niall, hope you're doing good. Just here to see how you're doing. I've got to go, take care, busy days. Well, I hope you get I hope you're well, and I hope life's treating you well. I hope life is treating you well for sure. Max, you streaming the Villa game. T, how many subs you doing right now? Okie dokie. Now I'm doing preview. We've got a watch on. We're doing a watch on of United Villa FA Cup weekend. So it's the last game. It's the last game of the third round. Obviously, in the fourth round, Argyle getting Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Loving that. So yeah, we're doing a watch on there. So make sure you tune in for that. But yes, but let's get into it. Let's get straight into it and let's talk about. Let's start with the managerial situation, because I feel like every sort of situation within Old Trafford and within United is very much sort of centered around the managerial situation. So March would be the month where new manager conversations could start. Erik ten Hag is appreciated. He's also keeping an eye on what could happen with top clubs, in particular Manchester United, since he's not signed a contract with Ajax. As we all know, I think his contract runs out in the summer, doesn't it? So, you know, there's very much a feeling. There's very much a feeling that Erik ten Hag is going to leave Ajax in the summer. It's just, where's he going to go to? Now, You think about top clubs in England. Chelsea have got Tuchel, Liverpool got Klopp, City have got Pep, although that could be up for a debate. Should Pep leave at the end of the season? United haven't got anyone. Tottenham have just hired Conte. I'm pretty sure they tried getting Eric Ten Hag in the summer, and he just flat out said, "No, you're all right." So there's lots of sort of every club's just hired got top managers. So United are there is a spot at United. You look at United and go, well, clearly ain't he a manager? Would Eric Ten Hag come in and do a good job? I think he'll do all right. The reason I said he'll do all right is because there's still a bit of uncertainty. And the reason I say there's uncertainty is because who does run that club? Is it the manager? I mean, if Harry Maguire is playing tonight, flat out, he has absolutely no control over that club at all. So it'll be very interesting. But obviously, Eric Ten Hag is one that United are looking at. They're also looking at Maurizio Pochettino. He's been heavily linked for about 3-4 years now to take the role as manager at Old Trafford. I think the reason that United would look more to Eric Ten Hag than Poch is because are you going to have to pay for Poch? That's the question. Are you going to have to pay for Poch? And if not, if you are going to have to pay for Poch, you're going to United. I still can't believe I say this, but they'll go for the cheap option. Eric Ten Hag is seen as that cheap option, but could that be a blessing in disguise? You just never know. But we'll certainly keep our eyes on that. But United will begin to look for a new manager in March ahead of Rangnick moving upstairs. So from what I'm hearing and from what is being said out there, Rangnick has got no hope of getting this job permanently, and he's probably looking at that going, actually, I don't really fancy this job. Like, I fancy going upstairs and sorting this crap out. So there's a lot of moving plates around, but they're two, and they could go for neither. They could go, the sporting manager, he's been linked a few times. They could go Brendan Rodgers, which will piss people off. Heck, you can take Southgate if you really want to. But there is all of that. Let's go to some more comments. Score prediction for tonight. I'll do that on the watch along later, so make sure you tune in for that. Big up to Kenny. Some score. Dignator Villa nearly done. Hopefully we win. Rooney to United. Are you joking? If United play their usual, we'll win, but I hope De Gea isn't playing. I think it'll be Henderson, won't it? It'll be Hendo. DC is on the BBC. I don't have that channel because I'm from Ireland, but it's on a different channel for me. Love to see it. Tyler says, I think certain players have to be questioned too at United. Absolutely. There's not many players after the week that's just been had that can hold their head with any sort of, they can't hold their head up high. I mean, De Gea can because how many times has he saved United this season now? Greenwood, I think, can. He's a young player who's clearly trying to learn. And I thought he was United's best player against Wolves. Phil Jones, he can do the same because, came in after about 1.5 2 years of not playing and put in a man or a match performance. So there's very limited players. I mean, Bruno, Rashford, Ronaldo, Cavani, they all need to sort their shit out because over the past few games, they've not been good enough, for sure. Big up to Lynchfield and Tamworth Blue Noses. I actually did a preview video on their channel. I said 2-1. It was 1-0 Argyle, but he says Ahmad was meant to join us. He was, but it says that the discussions just collapsed, which can happen and has happened many times before. Southgate Spurs, they've got Conte, haven't they? So I doubt that. Birmingham is cat and blue. DC, try to be nice to the new people who come on, all right? Just give it a go. Give it a go. You never know. Give another man a new job. Love it. Love it. Rooney's at the wheel. Seen there looking to extend Pogba's contract. What the fuck he done in play? Well, that was debunked, apparently, according to the Mirror. Or was it the Star? One of the red tops. Basically, Pogba came out, or not Pogba, Jesus, Pogba would never come out and debunk these sorts of issues. But apparently, they said that there is no new contract. We know there's a new contract of 400k on the table. I don't know why. I don't know why. So yeah. They got Conte for now. For now. No, he supports Birmingham. Why should I be nice? Because when I see an extra fan, I don't just hurl abuse at them. You know, it's just quite a normal thing to do, which is not hurl abuse at someone. So, you know, especially someone who's come into a channel new as well. So, you know, try and be nice. No, we are so good at hurling. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't wait to face Chelsea. Hopefully I can go to a game. There's no chance of me getting to that game. I won't get a ticket. To put it bluntly, there is no way those tickets make it onto general sale. No chance in your. And I've no issue with that. Of course, I've no issue with that. You know, we have a strategy, a way of doing it. It will go to it'll go to season tickets, then flexi tickets, and then if they make it, there'll be memberships, all of that. So yeah, I've no doubt that they won't even touch general sale. But look, I'll be loving it. I'll be loving it from home. Might do a watch on. I haven't decided, or I might just get really drunk and enjoy the ride. And if we win, that'll be even better. But yeah, it'll be a great day for the boys as well. Well, when I see a Birmingham fan, I always hurl abuse at them. Well, try to be nice this time. You never know. It won't hurt you. I don't think anyway. Although it is UDC, so it could hurt you if you think. What a shame to those that can't get to general sale because I have flexi ticket. I will get priority first now. Well, you'll get what, second priority, I think. Yeah, we'll go season tickets and flexi. So you'll probably get a ticket, and yeah, it should be a good one. But obviously, even if and this, I will say this one thing though: if you get a ticket, I wouldn't start bragging on Twitter. It's such a disgusting trait because there are going to be people who are disappointed. I'm not too bothered. You know, I know the situation. But there are going to be people who are naturally disappointed. So we just want to, you know, not be gloating like a bunch of wankers, including in my chat. Oh, I saw Rio Ferdinand this morning. Took a selfie of him. Check my Twitter. I saw. But yeah, so that's on the United managerial situation. March is around the time they're going to start looking for their manager, and conversations will start. Probably have them appointed in the summer, if not before. And I don't think Ragnick's taking the job full time. I think the asset. I think they've noticed there's a lot of issues, and he needs to go straight upstairs. So I think it really is into him. He's probably looked out for these players and gone, "You're a bunch of wankers. You wait till I get there, get upstairs, and I'll end your United career with one click." If we take them to extra time, it would be such a great achievement for us. Well, I think we can win. Why not? There is Club World Cup as well, so you've got to bear that in mind. We don't know what Chelsea we could be facing, right? If it's the kids from Cobham, I'll go win that. If they chuck a few of Werner, you know, Callum Hudson, Odoi, we might have to go to extra time. But I really do believe a cup upset is possible. I mean, look at Nottingham Forest, and the gap between League One and the Championship is not big at all. Right? Argyle have played 3 Championship sides and not battered them. Well, we did batter Birmingham, but we've beaten all of them. So, you know, the gap is very small. So if Chelsea, and I've seen it online, a lot of them going, easy win, you know, all of that is definitely, they're underestimating us. So that's fine. If we get put on a Friday, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. Liam, expect it to be on the Friday. But I don't know why you'd be absolutely. I don't want to like literally body slam you, but I'm about to. Why would you be absolutely fuming? Right? Firstly, if we move to a Friday night, that means that we've got TV coverage because I fully expect this to hit the TV. You'd hope. So therefore that means we're getting extra money. We're getting TV money as well. Right, and you should expect it to be on the Friday because they've got Club World Cup on the Wednesday afternoon. You know, they're in the UAE. Well, they're going to have to get there, and I think they've got to be there 2 days before their game, obviously, so they can adjust to time difference and all that, get a training session and whatever. So they're going to have to leave Sunday night anyway. So we're guaranteed to be on a Friday or a Saturday. They're not going to put us Sunday or Monday, are they? So if the BBC want this game, they're going to put it on Friday night because they can't chuck it on Monday. And the BBC have got Monday and Friday and Monday. ITV do Saturday and Sunday, from what you can tell from the first 3 rounds. So if we're on the BBC, we're guaranteed Friday night. Now, if we're on ITV, we're guaranteed to be on the Saturday. We're going to be on one of the Friday or Saturday, end of story. So I don't know why you'd be absolutely fuming. Just get on with it would be my suggestion, because, it's more money for the club. So, yeah, I didn't want to rant about that, but to be frankly honest, I just don't get it. Right? We're a club who's trying to, keep Panucci, trying to keep Broom, trying to keep all of them. And you're like, I'll be absolutely fuming if it's a Friday night. Like, grow the fuck up. So, Ahmad. Let's talk Ahmad, shall we? Ralph Rangnick does like Amad Diallo, so he's not going on loan because he's not liked by Ralph Rangnick. He's basically going on loan because he needs game time, right? So it's been quite clear for some time now that Amad Diallo was not breaking into our first team. Last season, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, wasn't breaking into the first team because, Mason Greenwood was playing on the right-hand side. And that was obviously how Ole wanted to play. This season, very similar. They brought in Jadon Sancho. They brought in, Ronaldo. So they put even more attacking players into a very, very top-heavy team already. So there's simply just no space for Amad Diallo. He's not really able to brush anyone aside. So Amad is going to be going on loan, but the preference is that he stays in England because he needs to, and this is from Amad, but I'm sure the club probably are thinking around the same as well, which is Amad wants to stay in England to get used to English football and be ready for United in 1 to 2 years. Now, that actually is pretty sensible if you think about it. So if he went to Feyenoord, right, so he's going to do Eredivisie or whatever they call it, the Dutch league, all right? If he goes there, he's not learning the art of the English game, is it? It's a very physical league, as we all well know. So, him going to a Dutch league, yeah, it will get him first team game time, and that will be really helpful. But I don't think that will really long term help him break into United squad. Whereas if they can get him on loan to a Derby or Birmingham this season for the rest of the season, he does well, then you might get a couple of lower Premier League, higher Championship sides that say we'll take Amad Diallo on a season long loan. Very very similar to what United have done with James Garner at Nottingham Forest, and that's worked out a bloody treat. So that actually is quite smart that he wants to stay in England. Birmingham City, Amad wants to stay in England, but he won't be going to Birmingham. Birmingham City's discussions collapsed. We don't know why. It could be, loan fee. It could be how much of the players' wages that United want paying. Although if that's the reason it broke down, Derby have got no hope. Although the one thing that Derby do have that Birmingham don't have is Wayne Rooney. And the situation with obviously Derby is Wayne Rooney is the manager, so that could in theory really help negotiations. But again, do us a good one. Last borrow Ahmad for it. We pay nothing. So Derby could be an option with Wayne Rooney, the connection. That could definitely help, and if they know Wayne Rooney's going to play him in the right way, get a guarantee set of minutes for him, that might be really helpful as well. So it's definitely one to keep your eyes on. Amad to Derby is definitely one that could definitely happen, and judging from what we're hearing, he definitely wants to stay in England, so Championship probably is where he's going to be heading to, and it looks like it'll be a lower Championship side. So the Championship's a very difficult league, very physical, so that'll be really good for him, I do think. Tyler just laughing after I bodied Liam. My apologies, Liam, but saying you'd be absolutely fuming on us being on TV is just ridiculous. So I've no patience for it. I've no patience when we're a club that's looking to sign Ryan Broom on a permanent Jordan Garrick on a permanent, and we've just had coronavirus, and we've had no fans for an entire season. Being absolutely fuming that we're on TV is just ridiculous. But big up to Chris, who's back. Other Zakaria rumours true. Well, we'll talk about Zakaria because that's up next. Chris says, will Coutinho play today? I don't think so. They had just done his medical. I think they had done it somewhere in Europe. I say just done his medical, and I think they're also now doing his visa. So I don't think he'll play tonight. He's had no training with Villa. It'll be one of the dumbest moves Gerrard's ever made, but it's a really good deal though. Really good deal, and obviously if Villa can also pick up Digne, that's huge. But yeah, Coutinho, I don't think he'll play today, but it should be. Villa are still a good side without Coutinho, for goodness sake. They've got Buendia, Ollie Watkins, Danny Ings, John McGinn. They've got players, but it just adds even more quality, doesn't it? In my honest opinion, I think United need someone to drive a team forward with the best morale and motivation possible. Someone who will give the fans more cheerful battles, e.g. Well, yeah, but I mean, you've put in the. I agree with you, but it's sort of like, geez, yeah, I guess it's sort of like one of the if Politico were rating the truthfulness out of that, it's like, yeah, I guess, but. Jeez, like it's one of those really. Of course, someone like Manchester United, of course, they need a manager who can bring them around up. Of course, you're going to need that, especially with where United is now. But actually, I also think that's a complete BS because you boost morale by winning games, right? So what you need is a manager who can win games. You need a manager who can work with these players and work with the egos within the team. So you got that. Motivation, every manager needs to be motivational. If they're not motivational, you're going to fail really fucking quickly. Now, there's different ways of motivating your players. Pep definitely is very different to Jurgen Klopp, but they both get the best out of their players. Sir Alex Ferguson, Fergie wasn't probably, he probably didn't have a motivational speech. He probably wasn't like, we are United, this, absolutely not. Fergie set the standard and you met that standard or you fucked off. So yeah, I guess you do need someone who can bring both the morale up and bring in motivation, but that's just a standard in any sort of management. You could go to your local KFC, the manager's going to need both of them that can keep team morale up and motivate their team. So yeah, I agree with you. And in terms of UCL Challenge and Premier League Challenge, of course, that's what United need to be doing. If you're getting a manager who doesn't aspire to that, you've hired the wrong manager. So yes, you are correct, but those are just bog standard things. If you came at me and went, I feel like Eric Ten Hag fits for this reason or Poch fits for this reason, it would make more sense. But that's just a very blank sort of, very vague. It sort of covers every manager from Manchester City all the way down to grassroots. So. That's just my opinion there. Diallo is a decent player, to be fair, just need a bit more playing time for more recognition. No, it's not about recognition at all. It's about ability. His ability isn't there yet. That's clear. If his ability was there, he would have been used, right? It's not his fault. He's still a young kid, all right? So he's not good enough for United at the moment. So therefore, he needs to go out on loan. He needs to get himself some game time. He needs to toughen himself up. He needs to be playing first team football. So it's not about recognition. Again, that comes as you get better and better. But yeah. Niall, are you going for Villa? Am I going for Villa what? I don't really have a team. What are United Villa? I don't really give an absolute toss. I mean, the winner's playing Middlesbrough. If the winner was playing Argyle, I want United, but now I don't really give a damn. When Diop will learn a lot from Coutinho too, absolutely. I mean, Coutinho is still a great player. He's just Coutinho for me is very much, not only is he a confidence player, so you saw, Liverpool was so confident in what he was doing. I also feel he needs love. You've had players like that. I mean, the prime example was Ronaldo. Needed to be loved. You've got players like Nani. Nani was very much a sort of needed that sort of love sort of atmosphere from the fans and all of that. Some players just absolutely do not need that, but some just, they just thrive when the crowd are with them, when everyone's around them, when everyone's, cheering them on and all of that. So yeah, it will certainly learn a lot, and I think Coutinho will offer a lot. But let's move on to Zakaria. Romano also said he's been quite a busy boy today. He's been tweeting a lot. United are interested in Dennis Zakaria, as we know. There are no talks or negotiations at the moment. The option has been discussed as he's appreciated by Rangnick. So, I don't know if we spoke about it before. Well, we probably have, but Ralph Rangnick and his midfielders, like say, tall, domineering central midfielder. Now, Zakaria is a tall, physical central midfielder. Probably one of the reasons why Ralph quite likes the idea of Scott McTominay, although Scott McTominay hasn't really got any. He can't pass a ball, and he's so shit when he's pressed. So I think that's why Ralph Rangnick is certainly. Look, Ralph said it in the press conference we spoke about on the United show, that he's missing a profiler player. I feel that is a profile player like a Zakaria. I think he said it in such a way that he was like, I've got all these attacking players. I've got a McTominay that can go forward. I've got Bruno. I've got Van der Beek. I've got, Lingard. I've got Fred, who all play going forward or box to box. He hasn't really got anyone who can sort of sit apart from Matic, and Matic is like 95 years old. So, that is the difficulty for Ralph, and he specifically said that he's missing a profiler player. Now, I do think they'll get a central midfielder because I think Ralph will push for it, especially if he's going upstairs, and it's a bargain. I think it's £6 million you can get Zakaria for. That is a bargain. He's 25, going into his prime. Works perfect. That's perfect. Zakaria, when it comes to final third passing, is not good. He needs a pivot. They play a double pivot. United play a double pivot. It's what they do. Zakaria, for me, will be the one who probably sits a bit deeper. Probably. That would be my assumption. Would be the one sitting a bit deeper with whoever he's played next to, McTominay or I don't know. Could we see a 4-3-3? He's obsessed with this 4-2-2-2, which is not working, or this 4-4-2, which is Burnley. Could we see a 4-3-3? He's used a 4-3-3 before, so that's the sort of situation, isn't it? So a different formation maybe coming in. Maybe Zakaria will be a sitter. Maybe it won't even go for Zakaria. There's a lot of players, that United could get. There's a lot of players that are actually out of contract in the summer as well. So you could also pick yourself up a pretty decent bargain as well if you worked well. Briannek says who would he partner with? Well, probably McTominay. I'll probably do a McTominay Zakaria if they got Zakaria. If they got him, it'll probably be a McTominay Zakaria double pivot. And United fans right now heads are exploding because I've said Scott McTominay still starts. Of course he's still going to start. He's not, unless he moves Bruno back into that double pivot. He's clearly shown he has zero interest at the moment in playing Donny van der Beek in that double pivot. So you might as well just get that idea right out of your head. So therefore, you're probably thinking, well, who does he play there? And for me, it will probably be, if they were to get Zakaria, then Zakaria, I think it would be Zakaria and Scott McTominay. That's how I think he'll go, or Fred. But Pogba, Pogba's out for another 5 weeks, and that's even without being match fit at the moment. So yeah. Britannia rules the waves. Oh Lord. Welcome Nigel Farage to this stream. I hope you're having a lovely day, Nigel. Or Fred and Zakaria. Zakaria is a decent pivot. I don't know much about Zakaria. I don't really know much about. Is it Zakaria or Zakaria? I feel like Zakaria actually. Whatever. I don't know much about him, but all I do know is he's a tall, domineering centre back and centre mid who can also play centre back as well, I believe. Not that United are looking for any more of them. They've already got 5 and they barely use them. But nothing can rival for Rice and Souček. Yeah, well, Rice will be on the move in the summer. We just don't know, do we? But that was that's on Zakaria and Ahmad. Let's talk Newcastle quickly. Obviously, we know that Newcastle have got lots and lots of money at the moment. Zakaria. There we go. I was saying it right then. But yes, Newcastle, they have got lots of money. They are looking to spend it, but this one is a little bit more urgent. This one, they want a centre-back. They want probably lots of things. They need a striker. Eddie Howe said, obviously, after losing to Cambridge, Callum Wilson is out for 2 months. 2 months without your top striker. Boy, you need to go get yourself a top striker. Now, the names mentioned are Dominic Solanke, Patrick Schick, Chris Wood, Divock Origi, Hugo Ekitike. Shocking name. I can't pronounce that. And Zardar Azmoun are of interest of the Magpies. Newcastle are yet to make an approach for Burnley for Wood, who has scored 3 goals this season. Liverpool forward Divock Origi has 6 months left on his deal and is generating a lot of interest from Italy, but prefers to move to the Premier League. Bournemouth striker Dominic Solanke, who has scored 19 goals this season for a championship club, was signed by Eddie Howe for the Cherries in 2019, so Newcastle manager knows him well. And Bayer Leverkusen want £50 million for Czech striker Schick. Sky Sports News have been told, which makes that deal unlikely. They've got about 200-300 million that they can spend before FFP sort of sets in, so they're not going to want to waste all of that, are they? So because what happens in the summer. So they've got to start getting some deals, getting some money into the club. So it does mean financial fair play. So and that, might I add, is also been quite difficult for them, considering that most clubs are like, well, let's just ban sponsorship. Well, I know I'm being quite blasé about that. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but yeah. But it's specifically Middle Eastern, I think, is their issue. I call racist. But it's just United not. It's United, Arsenal, and Chelsea just not wanting other teams to have money. City don't really particularly care, because City are like, if we could have some more sponsorship deals there, that'd be amazing. My United team next season would be De Gea, Laird, Varane, Lindelof, Shaw, Zakaria, Fred, Bruno, Sancho, Martial, and Greenwood. Well, Martial is definitely gone. We know that much for facts. Ethan Laird, too soon. Get him on another loan. Right back isn't a major issue at United at the moment. Get him on see how he does at Bournemouth, but ideally you're probably looking at a lower Premier League club on loan next season if you can. Garner could come in there instead of Fred. I feel Garner is definitely one that I'll keep my eyes on if I was a United fan. No Rashford though. No Rashford. Interesting. And we all know Martial is definitely not staying. How are Ghana losing to Morocco with the Southampton reject scoring? Which Southampton reject? Solanke is terrible. Solanke's really good Solanke's really good in the Championship. It's just when you ask him to do it in the Premier League, he can't do it. No one is scared of that attack. Dallo and Shaw are better fullbacks. Dallo and Tellez are better fullbacks. Right. Okay. I meant Jimmy Garner instead of Fred. Yeah, I mean Garner could come in there and do a job. Tellez laughing his head off. Buffal scored. Who is Buffal? I don't know. But in terms of Newcastle, who do they go for? Well, in terms of cheapness, you probably look at Origi. Chris would probably be a little bit more expensive because, are Burnley really going to want to prop up their relegation rivals? Probably not. Bournemouth striker Solanke. Bournemouth looking to try and get promoted this season. That's not going to be easy to snatch him away either. Especially with the risk of Newcastle going down and Bournemouth going up. A big ask for Solanke to do that. And paying £50 million for Patrick Schick also seems a bit out of the question. So what do Newcastle do? Well, probably Origi. We'll probably look at Origi. He's out of all of them, Origi is probably the easiest for Newcastle to get. So I do think Origi is probably the one they're going to push for, but it could be another striker. I mean, they won't have, and the issue that Newcastle have got, the other clubs maybe don't have, is that the scouting network. What sort of scouting network has Newcastle United got? Considering that Mike Ashley's run that club for how long now? Well, was running that club. So in terms of scouting network, that would be the one that I look at, that they're not going to have one. So they're really going to be we don't know what systems they've got in place. Because they don't come out and say, we've implemented this system now. As much as I'll be fascinated to know how you do it in terms of how City did it. That shit would fascinate me. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how Newcastle are doing, what they're doing, who they're looking to bring in. But there's a lot of question marks. Obviously, with Callum Wilson out for 2 months, you have to replace him. Not replace him, but you have to fill that hole. A striker is now very much needed. That was always a risk with Callum Wilson because Callum is one who can get injury prone. He's quite an injury prone player, isn't he? They have got St. Maximin, but you'd rather him on the wing than up front, wouldn't you? They got Almiron. Joel Linton's proved that he's more of a central midfielder than a striker. So there's a lot of issues for Eddie Howe, and he's certainly going to want to get one. They've got Watford at the weekend. They want to have a striker in for Watford. That might be a bit of a stretch. What? Negotiate a transfer fee and get a thing done by Friday. Good luck, considering I think they have to be registered by midday Friday. So I find that very hard to believe if they'll get it before Watford. So we're, I don't know if it's a double game week for Newcastle. I don't think it is. Yeah, that's really that. Get Lord Ryan Brewster struggling at Sheffield United, isn't he? Liverpool aren't stupid to let him go. Currently injured. Also, their attack depth is poor. Well, they of course they want to keep. Well, and this is the situation. Liverpool don't mind selling him because we know Liverpool are a selling club, aren't they? So they'll be quite happy to get some money off him. But you've just mentioned the attack depth. They got Minamino, Curtis Jones, and Origi and Firmino. They cannot really afford to let Origi go until towards the end of the transfer window. Newcastle are going to want a striker in before the end of a week, let alone the end of a month. So really difficult for Liverpool and what they want to do, because they're going to want to try. Don't want him to leave the club for free. That's not what Liverpool are about, but we'll have to see. Partey's fault. Love it. I watched Senegal Zimbabwe at school today. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow of Sudan versus Guinea-Bissau. Can't wait to watch that one. Panucci Kamara playing for Guinea-Bissau. Bissau, I think. Sorry if I butchered your country's name, mate. But yeah, we're going to be doing that as well. So it's going to be great. Big up RJ in the chat. Yes, matey. I agree with Tellez is pants. I don't think he's pants. Guinea 1 Malawai nil. It's not the one that I Panucci plays for. Don't forget to join Munsey Talks to 7. Lyle is on. Yeah, absolutely. Munsey, I can stay till 7:45 because 7:40 because then I have to jump off because I've got to watch on for your game. I don't know who Sheffield United manager is, but he's playing Brewster left wing back for some reason. It's Heckenbottom. I'll play out fun for Newcastle if they're desperate. Love it. I saw Mane score in the last minute. Love to see it. Stay busy and navigate to team 1. He did. What I'll do is I'll put the link in the chat for you guys if anyone does want to come on. We've got about 10-15 minutes if we get anyone who wants to come on. If not, I'm gonna I best. I don't know, Munsey. When am I doing my dinner? I'll work it out. But yeah. So I'll just pin the chat. Not pin the chat, Jesus. Pin the comment in the chat. If anyone does want to come on, feel free. If you don't, that's also fine. We can work with that. But yeah, lots to talk about. Well, lots have been spoken about. We've spoken about Ahmad, most likely going Derby. Zakaria, potentially, but you know, you don't want to leave him until the summer. Okay? If you leave him until the summer, then you know you got some issues. And Newcastle desperate. They are desperate. Lynchfield says just read fresh reports of Ahmad Diallo to Birmingham could be back on. Yeah, well, obviously I've been live, so I wouldn't have read any reports at the moment. But I can believe that. When my brother just turned off my PlayStation, let me beat him up. Fucking hell. But actually, we're going to wrap it up because I've just remembered. Well, not remembered. I knew I was on Monday Talks, but I've also got to watch on straight after. So if I'd like to eat at a respectable time tonight, I'm going to have to go do that now. So, yeah, I'll be back I'll be on Monday Talks at 7 for talking about the FA Cup and how massive our gala and how we're going to win the FA Cup. And then we're back here on Let's Talk Premier League at 7:45 for a 7:55 kickoff between United and Villa. So make sure you tune in for that watch along as well. But until next time, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.